Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, you are watching the station identification of one of Wayland City's resident YouTubers. Live in the basement. This is not MTV's Remote Control. And he is not Ken Ober. God rest Ken Ober's soul. This is WEML-TV, Channel 77. And now here's your host, New Bedford, Massachusetts' own, Mr. Eric M. Lima. Thank you very much, Mr. Announcer, and praise the Lord, and somebody call my mama. That's right, this is my YouTube CBS channel vlog show. Just like, keep a score. This is WEML-TV, Channel 77, in which there's Ordinary, and then there's me, Eric Lima. You know, people, I got two people already commented. There's Ordinary, and then there's you. I decided to use that as my catchphrase, so thank you for the two people who've been commenting my videos on that. And I'm sure I'll probably throw them off. They probably were trolling me, but I don't care. I thought it was a decent comment. That's why I kept it on. And that's why I kept them on. I figured, hey, why not? Use that as my catchphrase. Hey, you know what? It's really, really cool. Now, there's rumors going around about The Price is Right. There is rumors going around that there'll be two new pricing games. In fact, one will be revived with a brand new facelift and rules to the game. Rumor has it that the Penny Ante may return with a whole new look and a new set of rules. I'm looking forward to seeing that how they do it. Not only that, there was another one called Back to 72, I believe. That's another pricing game that will be on, and an audience somewhat is returning, half an audience, not the full crowd that we used to seeing on The Price is Right over the years. But this is 50-year anniversary, and I'll tell you what, a lot has changed. Also, coming tomorrow, will be the 100th episode of Rant and Rave, and I know it's supposed to be rainy and yucky tomorrow, and I'm hoping that it does not cut out my internet during that time, because 4 o'clock p.m. That's where we're starting and celebrating. Join Brandon Martin, Jordan Little, myself, Michael Mabardia, and Yurio Ibarra. And also, the cast of the Bumbling Bozos will be joining us as a collaboration. Also, joining us will be special guests, wrestling stars, Rodney Mack and legendary women's wrestling legend Jazz herself will be joining us, and we'll be talking to them as well. So if you are fans of the Rant and Rave podcast and love the show so much, why don't you guys come in and join Brandon Martin's channel and subscribe to him and be part of the chat that we have on there. So we're gonna have a lot of people. So we'll be rotating number of guests. So I'm kind of looking forward to this. It's going to be really exciting. Huge. Like I said, I hope the internet does not come out on me, because usually it's like every 2 weeks. I don't know what it is on Thursdays. It is a phenomenon, nonetheless. So we got that going on. This is episode 538 of WEML TV, channel 77, September the 9th, 2021, 10:11 p.m. Got just finished up watching AEW Dynamite, and you're talking about, you know, craziness happening. Great matches. Not only that, great matches, scathing promos, and I gotta tell you, it's the fallout. Oh, excuse me, from All Out. The fallout from All Out, folks. I'm not playing. This is gonna be totally awesome. All right. It started off with a great match with Dustin Rhodes went one-on-one with Malachi Black. Malachi Black used a lot of mind games, especially grabbing Cody's boot that he took off in the middle of the ring a few weeks ago. So Malachi Black threw the shoe in the ring and all that. Got Dustin off his game. Malachi Black hit him with that spinning kick. 1, 2, 3. Malachi Black did pick up the victory over Dustin Rhodes, a veteran, an accomplished veteran at that. The Lucha Brothers cut a promo about winning the tag team titles from the Young Bucks, and they've worked hard for it, and I'll tell you one thing, they should be proud. Lucha Brothers should be proud. Alex Abrahantes, props to you, my man. You did well helping out, and I think Pac should be proud. The Death Triangle have the tag team titles in their camp. Eddie Kingston and Miro cut promos on each other about their the match that they started out with All Out. And I'll tell you one thing, I wouldn't be surprised if they do it again. And I wonder if Lana actually redeemed Miro's you-know-what. I'm sure she has. I mean, Miro is the champion. And I would not mind seeing Miro's wife, CJ, at his side in an AEW event. And CM Punk addressed the crowd in Cincinnati, and he was talking about what's next for me, who should I face next, and everything else. Taz interrupts. I actually spelled Taz wrong with 2 Z's. That was the WWE version. Taz interrupted CM Punk. Then Hobbs and Hook show up at Taz's side, but Taz won Ricky Starks. Taz, Ricky Starks, I'd love to see that matchup, for sure. Santana and Ortiz cut a promo on FTR after they defeated FTR. They're going after the tag division. People want to see a Santana Ortiz Lucha Brothers tag team title match. I say sign up for me for that match. That would be great. Tony Schiavone interviewed Ruby Soho, and then Britt Baker, Rebel, and Jimmy Hayter interrupt her. And then Britt Baker made a joke about catering for the last 4 years, a.k.a. WWE. And then Ruby Soho got an anger L back. And then Powerhouse Hobbs went one-on-one with Dante Martin. Dante Martin gave Hobbs all that he could, and Hobbs ended up conquering that matchup. And then as Taz, Jim Ross, and Tony Schiavone was talking, Dan Lambert with the Men of the Year, Scorpio Sky, and Ethan Page runs his mouth once again. And I don't know why. A lot of people are hating on Dan Lambert because he couldn't shut up. Well, Lambert knows how to play the heel. He knows how to play it perfectly. And I'll tell you one thing. He wants to be this old school heel. And then Matt Hardy and Orange Cassidy cut promos on each other. Orange Cassidy's like, you want to cut my hair? Whatever. You know? And then here comes the fun part. The biggest villain. You know, I'll tell you what, if the game show made its return, you're talking about, let's replace, if you want a villain of all guys, replace Lucretia the Witch with MJF. This guy is the ultimate villain in wrestling today. I mean, this guy, you know, I don't like the way he talks to people and talks about people, especially their families. He really, really, really did it this time. And he's a jerk, nose-picking clown. That's what MJF is. The MJF, right? So he addressed the crowd in Cincinnati, saying this is the Midwest. He craps on Cincinnati. And Kevin Henry, if you're watching this, my man, you're not going to like this. You want to punch this guy in the face because he said that he dissed the Cincinnati Reds. He dissed the Cincinnati Reds. Then you go over, and then he looks at Aunt Linda and Brian Pillman's sister. Brian Pillman Jr.'s sister. And I'm going, you know. And MJF makes fun of both of them. Brian Pillman Jr. comes out, the Varsity Blondes. He said, hey, it's a home of great badasses like my dad, Brian Pillman Sr., and John Moxley. I said, yes, that's cool. And then, oh boy. MJF did cross the line in this one, in my personal opinion. He said, well, we'll see how your mother, calls Brian Pillman Jr.'s mother Methany. Oh my God. Oh my God. Brian Pillman just went off. I mean, he just went off on, give me a second here. Yeah, Brian Pillman just went off on, I gotta darken it because I gotta, let's see what's going on here. Okay. So Brian Pillman went off. Oh my gosh. He went, I'm like, did you have to go swing that low? MJF, when MJF goes, he goes, man. And I'm like, wow. I'm like, sitting there going, he just not to say that about Brian Pillman's mother. He did not just say that. But then Brian and Wardlow goes, why don't you watch my back like you did this past Sunday? And Wardlow's like, well. And then Wardlow stepped aside. He says, step aside, look pretty. He gets to Brian Pillman's face. He says another thing about Brian Pillman's family. Brian Pillman went off on him and took Wardlow a few minutes. It took Wardlow a few minutes to even... it took Wardlow a few minutes, and then he finally got Brian Pillman off him. And then Brian Pillman then goes after MJF again. Brian Pillman pushes Wardlow aside. And then Wardlow, and then after a third time, Wardlow finally grabs him, suplexes him. Griff Garrison got involved, but MJF punched him in the eye with that diamond ring of his. So MJF issued a challenge to a matchup at Arthur Ashe Stadium, I think, in Dynamite Grand Slam. But then, so that's going to be something. Jon Moxley cut a promo on Minoru Suzuki, which is going to be the main event because it's going to be a lot of fun in that matchup. Jamie Hayter went one-on-one with Ruby Soho, and it was a hard-fought matchup. Ruby Soho did pick up the victory. And then Britt Baker and Rebel got involved in post-match attacking Soho. Then Rio and Chris Statlander evens it up. Found out there will be a 6-woman tag match between those two teams this Friday night on Rampage. Ricky Starks and Brian Cage. They said, let's do it one more time. Let's go at it. Then there was a trios matchup. Sean Spears and FTR versus Evil Uno, Stu Grayson, and John Silver of Dark Order. And got to the point where the Pinnacle team knocked Evil Uno, Stu Grayson off. John Silver, Johnny Hungy was surrounded, and then John Silver ate the pin for the team. Evil Uno got up, pushed John Silver, and John Silver pushed back, and then everybody was trying to, everybody was shoving and brawling and fighting. Anna Jay, who has got to be the voice of reason around all this, tried to stop the fight, but Ty Conti says, no, let's do it. You know, I have to admit, ever since Brody Lee passed away this past December, the Dark Order's not been the same. They need a new leader, and I don't know who is going to be that new leader. Hopefully, somebody will come in soon and help them out. I think they need some guidance. The Dark Order does, that's for sure. And then Tony Schiavone interviewed Tully Blanchard, and Blanchard's been rising on Sting. I don't know what that's all about. And then Sammy Guevara came out with signs saying what's been going on, through signs. Talk about his fiance saying yes, Fuego being all elite. It's going to be a lot of fun. Alex Marvez interviewed the Varsity Blondes, and Brian Pillman says, you know what, I've had enough. MJF, I'm challenging you to a match at Arthur Ashe Stadium. The Acclaim interrupted them, and then Max Caster said, hey, got a match with you this Friday night. He goes, fine, I need to warm up before the match. I was like, ooh. And then Tony Schiavone interviewed the Elite and Don Callis, and Don Callis fashion grabs the microphone, and he said it introduced Adam Cole back to the Elite. And Adam Cole got in Tony Schiavone says, I know you're close with Britt Baker, but if you're looking at her funny, I'm going to slap you across the face and kick your ass. You got myself clear. I'm like, and then, you know, I think it was Britt Baker that's forcing Tony Schiavone to be her friend. And I think Adam Cole is an idiot for saying that. Anyways, so there's that. Adam Cole cut a promo, and then so he says he's back. He's all elite, and then Kenny Omega says, you know what? We're out. You know, he's about to say we're bid you adieu. Bryan Danielson interrupts him, and Omega says, I want to talk. You're just the guy I want to talk to. And then Bryan Danielson says, what? If anybody wants to see me match against Omega. But then, and then Bryan Danielson tried to attack Omega with the LeBell Lock. And as the Elite attacked Danielson, Christian Cage, Frankie Kazarian, and Jurassic Express get involved in that situation, chasing the Elite away. This is going to be interesting to say the least. It's Kenny Omega, man. I'll tell you what. Now that he's named number one by the PWI and on the top 500 wrestlers, men and women, it seems like the bullseye on Omega's back is getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And there's going to be a lot of lightning bolts ready to strike it. Game show reference if you don't get it. Then the main event. Jon Moxley, the hometown boy in Cincinnati, because this took place in Cincinnati, went one-on-one with the toughest man alive in Japan, Minoru Suzuki. Let me tell you something about that matchup. It got to the point where Minoru Suzuki got his eye busted up. Right eye busted up. Dude. Right, this right eye. Right. Dude, I was like, this guy wasn't backing down. Moxley did pick up the victory, though, in that matchup. It was one of the craziest. AEW is really going all out, literally, on, and I'll tell you one thing right now, the WWE will have to step up to the plate. They're going to have to make some changes. They're going to have to do something if those changes don't work. And I think a lot of people, the reason why the WWE is the way in the name of the listen to us, because everybody complains about everything. It's like, okay, we want to do this. We want you guys to do this. Okay, they do that, and they complain about it. Fans can't make up their minds. I just watch it because I'm entertained. Whether or not, it's something. You know what I mean? So, that's all the time we have on this show for tonight. My final video for today, for the night. Check this out. Tomorrow, if you visit Brandon Martin's channel of Rant and Rave, episode 100, feel free to come in and watch as Brandon Martin, Jordan Little, myself, Michael Bombardier, and Yurio Ibarra will be joined by some of the cast members of the Bumbling Bozos, and we're going to have special guests, wrestling stars, wrestling legends, Rodney Mack and his wife, Jazz, to join us. We're going to interview the both of them. I got a lot of questions for Jazz about NWA and Power. I totally watched it. I want to give her props on that. I'm going to ask her how... and how you guys come together, So I can't wait to ask Jazz the questions, because she basically made women's wrestling great again, in my personal opinion. But let's get that going. All right. I'll see you guys later. You guys have a wonderful, wonderful day. Until the next episode, peace, love, and bless out. Remember, tomorrow's Thundercracker Thursday. Bullseye. Spin the information. I'm going to try to get to work early so I can clock out early so I can get everything out of the way. NXT UK is tomorrow. Oh, yeah. After I've done this episode, when I upload it, you're going to see a new thumbnail. All right? I'll see you guys later. Have a good night, guys.